Hello guys, my name is Vlad Shkiop. I'm a senior SharePoint consultant at ShortPoint. I'm very glad to present you our latest feature, which is Microsoft PowerApps integration with ShortPoint, available with product update version 6.7. I will start by presenting you a few information regarding PowerApps, and then I will show you a few examples of PowerApps and how we can integrate them in SharePoint using our solution PowerApps integration. So the main objective of PowerApps is to enable business users to build new apps without necessarily having any coding expertise. So companies started to use PowerApps, and one of the reasons for that was that it is integrated in Office 365. So whenever you get a subscription for Office 365, you'll get access to some of the apps like SharePoint, OneNote, Stream, and also PowerApps. And also most of the companies are using SharePoint for their intranets to have a central way to manage the communication and the data from their companies. So they need a way to integrate PowerApps in their SharePoint sites. ShortPoint has a very nice solution, an easy way and a very customizable way to integrate PowerApps in SharePoint sites. I would like to show you a few examples of PowerApps, and then I will show you how we can embed them easily in a SharePoint site. I will go to the PowerApps portal by accessing make.powerapps.com. As you can see here, I'm already logged in with my company credentials. So if I go to the section of PowerApps or apps, I can see here a few PowerApps which were already developed by my company. I can see here all the PowerApps that I own and also the PowerApps that were shared with me. As you can see here, we have PowerApps for surveys, for forms, creating forms. We have an interview tool, PowerApps for expenses, and so on. Let's check a few of them and decide which one to integrate in our SharePoint site. So the engagement survey, which is a nice PowerApps to take surveys from your employees. And I also have a form which can be embedded in SharePoint sites. Which stores the employees of the company, which is a nice way to directly manage the employees from a SharePoint site. You can edit, manage the employees, you can check the details of the employees and so on. So I will show you now how we can embed these PowerApps in a SharePoint site. I will start by editing a page which was previously customized with our product, ShortPoint. I will edit the page and find a place where I want to embed the PowerApps. Oops, sorry. Let's say I want to embed the PowerApps here. I will click Insert, go to Office 365 tab, select PowerApps. And then as you can see here, I have the PowerApps ID, which I need to ensure in order to let ShortPoint know which PowerApps I want to embed in my SharePoint site. In order to get this PowerApps ID, I need to go to my PowerApps portal. go to the details of the PowerApps that I want to embed. Let's say that I want to embed this form. Click details, and then I have here the app ID. I have to copy this, go back to my page, insert the ID, and click preview. And that's it. ShortPoint embedded our PowerApps in the SharePoint site. I can click insert and see how is it actually embedded in the whole page. Sorry. Click save. And here is my PowerApps form, which I can use to manage my employees from my company. This was the embedding of PowerApps in a SharePoint Office 365 site. Now I would like to show you also how we can embed PowerApps in a SharePoint on-prem 2019 site. In the same way, I prepared the site, which was initially customized with ShortPoint. I will edit the page. Edit the ShortPoint web part. Select the place where I want to embed the PowerApps. Click Insert, Office 365 tab, PowerApps. I will paste the same ID in the PowerApps ID. And then I have to go to the advanced settings where I have this property tenant ID. I have to let know ShortPoint where to find this PowerApps ID, in which tenant. So for that, I need to go back to my PowerApps in the same details page and get the PowerApps tenant ID. Paste it in the tenant ID input and click preview. That's it. Now my PowerApps is embedded in the SharePoint on-prem site. I would like to show you a few more options that we have in order to configure, to add some extra configuration to our PowerApps. As you can see here, we can enable different capabilities for PowerApps. So in case that my PowerApps uses geolocation or camera or microphone, I can embed them, I can enable them from here. And I also can send some custom parameters, dynamic parameters actually, to my PowerApps by using some SharePoint properties like user ID, website URL, and so on. I will not send any custom parameters since my PowerApps do not use them at this point. I will just click Insert, click Save. And this is my form created in PowerApps embedded in my SharePoint on-prem site. So these are the main features that we've been developing during this product release. I would like to show you our roadmap regarding this feature. So as you can see here, our release from February 2020, we managed to create new PowerApps design element, which is compatible with Office 365 and SharePoint 2019 SharePoint sites. We added some configuration like geolocation, camera, microphone, which can be enabled for our PowerApps. We also can send dynamic parameters and we also have some design capabilities. For the upcoming features, we are planning to release a new version which will be compatible with SharePoint 2013 and 2016. There will be a new way to easily embed PowerApps by just selecting the PowerApps ID from a dropdown. And we are experimenting some design and coloring inheritance directly from the PowerApps design element. That's it with what I was thinking to present you for this product presentation. Thank you for listening, and see you with our next features.